Hi there, as a part of AgilePoint's version 10 release, we're happy to announce Lookup support for OpenAI. Now you may have seen us cover OpenAI from a process activities or control tower perspective, but this will leverage form level integration. So let's get started by creating an access token. So moving into Manage, under App Builder, we have Global Access Tokens. So what I'll do here is create a globally reusable token across applications and developers that has its own permission framework. But again, this can always be an app level token as well. So we'll configure our access token by providing a token name and API key. And if we're creating this token for the first time, we'd go ahead and select test connection. Now from there, we can specify a model. Now this is really handy from an ongoing manageability perspective, as it centralizes model selection at the token level, as opposed to across a number of applications, lookups, activities, or control towers. Okay, so we're moving into our application. As you're seeing here, it's pretty straightforward. And as discussed, we'll be invoking OpenAI at the form level. So we'll edit our form. Now the use case for today is going to be extracting the details from a document, but really any instance where I don't want to wait for a process to complete and need the results from my large language model right away. Think about things like an expense claim as an example. So what you're going to see here is a document will be uploaded using the AgilePoint file upload control and stored into a number of out-of-the-box repositories. That's going to trigger JavaScript helper methods, which will convert the document into text and store it here in a hidden control. And our lookup will fire when this field changes. Now before we show you the existing configuration, I do want to drag and drop a new auto lookup just to show you some of the initial steps. So dragging and dropping my lookup, you'll see here I don't have a lookup configured. By clicking the plus icon, I can go ahead and select OpenAI and get started by configuring my lookup. Now in our case, we do already have one configured, and we'll walk through that now. Opening up the lookup configuration. Again, the model that I've prescribed at the access token level, as we discussed previously, initial model parameters, and then moving on to the system instructions. Now, if you've seen the videos that cover OpenAI from a process activities or control towers perspective, the configuration is going to work the exact same way. So the overall goals and mission are to accurately extract structured metadata from a statement of work. The skills include contract parsing, project scoping, milestone recognition, and JSON formatting. The input or context is going to be the entire agreement text, various instructions. In my case, no quality verification has been configured, and the output is going to be a JSON structure. Now we're going to see this carried over to some of our next steps here in just a moment. So moving over to the request, again, we just discussed this. This is going to be the entire agreement text as stored in our hidden field. And the response is that JSON structure that I just talked about. So here, we're mapping the response from our large language model back to the AgilePoint form schema. And in my case, I don't have any error messages configured. Okay, so now that we understand how to configure the lookup for OpenAI, let's go ahead and run our sample application. Okay, so let's upload our document, which will trigger our JavaScript helper method and convert this document into text and trigger our lookup. Okay, so our lookup is just fired. So what we're going to see on the first tab are high-level details about the statement of work that was just uploaded, details of the project this statement of work governs, milestones and payment schedule, signatories, and the end. So with that, that's going to conclude the content for this video. I hope this one gives you a better understanding of how to connect to OpenAI using an AgilePoint access token, and two, how to leverage a lookup as a part of your application. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon.